Morning, guys. How we doing? You guys good? Good. Well, we're kind of into a normal week of preparation, sort of a normal week, you know. We have a couple extra days with the preseason stuff, but I've been grinding away on the Jets. First game is always a game of unknowns. They have a new staff, certainly guys that we've gone against before with Adam, who's done a great job, and of course Greg Williams, who's an outstanding defensive coordinator, presents a lot of issues with his scheme. And then on top of that, add their players. You got to do a lot of preparation, which we are. But we're going to have to do a good job of following our rules and executing our stuff in a tough environment.
Brian, what's the sense of chemistry that you get around this team right now compared maybe to teams you've been around?
It's a good group of guys. You know, you really find out the answers to that when the regular season begins, when you've had to face some adversity, go through some tough times, how you handle good times. But the guys are we have some good veterans that we've brought in and some young rookies that do it the right way. It's a good group to be around. They work hard. I think they have good chemistry with one another on and off the field. How that translates, we'll see.
Brian, speaking of unknowns, what about the unknowns on your roster? Just not having been able to see guys like Mitch Morse, and just all the new facets to that unit.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. It's a long season. This is the first game. Again, Mitch, a guy like Mitch is smart and takes mental reps, and he's played the game for a while. I have a lot of confidence in him. How it all shakes out, we'll see.
Is this essentially kind of like establishing a baseline to where, your offense, where you can judge where your offense is week to week kind of thing?
Yeah, I just think we're going to go out there and play well and coach well and play smart and play with good fundamentals. Take it play by play, really, game by game. Where we're at after the first game or, where we're at now. I mean, it's a building process as you get going, particularly these first, few games of the season. When, again, there are a lot of unknowns. You can prepare all you want and watch as much tape and practice against different looks. But at the end of the day, we're going to have to go out there and execute whatever we need to execute against whatever they're going to do.
Brian, have you seen enough progression from Josh in year 1, year 2 so far to be comfortable with maybe putting more onus on him in the passing game this season as opposed to his rookie year?
Yeah, again, not to go back and rehash last year. There's a lot of different contributing factors for however last year was. We've had a good, off season. We've had a good preseason. Again, the regular season's a different animal. So I got a lot of confidence in Josh in whatever we need him to do.
Jude Williams made a couple of nice plays yesterday in practice. Got even the coaching staff kind of fired up. Have you seen maybe even a different effort from him now that he's come back on the practice squad, knowing that this is basically his game? Practices are his game.
Yeah, I think Duke is a hungry player. His attitude, the way he goes about practice, it's been pretty consistent. So yesterday, it's good to have a competitive practice. That's how you try to improve, whether it's one-on-ones with the DBs or linebackers or line. But he's a good guy to have. He's competitive, and what you like about him is he's a pro. I don't think just because he got released and brought back on the practice squad, I'm not sure that had any bearing on what he really is about.
How do you envision this backfield shaking out now that Rashawn is out?
Hopefully as productive as they can be. They'll all have roles, and what those roles are, I think, will be defined by what they can do on a week-to-week basis. But they're all smart. Obviously, some guys have a lot of experience, some have some, and some have none. But three guys we have confidence in.
What have you seen from Devin Singletary from the time he got here till now in his growth?
Improvement. Yeah, again, this is going to be his first game in a real live action. on the road, against a tough defensive scheme, blitzing linebackers, Mosley, blitzing safeties. Jamal Adams is one of the best, if not the best, out there. So he's going to have his work cut out for him.
When you evaluated him in college, did he do a lot of that, the blitz pickup stuff?
Yeah, he did some. I mean, obviously he's made his mark by running the ball, and didn't have many opportunities in the passing game, but you get evaluation on all the things that you need to see. So he's going to have to do a good job with that when live bullets start coming.
Brian, obviously it was less than ideal how much the offensive line was able to work together this summer, but when you consider you're opening with a divisional opponent, you only get 16 of these games. How much have you stressed the level of urgency and the need to be ready to go right at the start? I mean, you don't have room for growing pains, really.
Sure.
Right out of the gate.
Yeah, a bunch. And again, we have guys that we have on the roster, and I think, again, I've alluded to this a few times. Bobby Johnson's done a fantastic job of getting those guys on the same page, and they're pros. We have a bunch of veterans in there, and a couple of young guys that, whether it's a year 3 or a rookie, that have they do a lot of things together. They're smart. They do a lot of things in the meeting room together. So there's good chemistry there within those 7 to 10 guys that are working together out there.
Where do you see Cody Ford lining up for week 1? Do you made a decision on that?
No, we'll see. I know Sean talked a little bit about that yesterday. Still have a few days here, so we'll just take it day by day.
How much are you leaning on your veterans in a game like this, going up against defense and Greg Williams, who throws a lot of exotic blitzes at you?
Sure. Well, I think we're leaning on everybody. I mean, everybody's got to do their job. Again, it's a complicated defensive scheme. I mean, look, there's a reason why he's been a coordinator for a bunch of teams. I think it's been 7 in the NFL. He's been a head coach. He's been an interim head coach. It's because he's really good at what he does, and he puts his players in good positions. And it's not just one guy that's going to have to make it work. It's going to take all 11 guys, from the perimeter guys being aware of where it's coming from the quarterback to the center to the communication on the line to the running backs. Presents a lot of challenges.
Has T.J. Yeldon kind of become the forgotten guy in the running back room, and how useful does it have a player like that with his skill set? No,
we haven't forgot about him. That's why he's on the roster. He's a big back. I think he's probably a little bit different than the other 2 guys. You were talking about it yesterday. You got one guy here, and then one guy here, and one guy here, and different skill sets, whether that be in the run game or the passing game. Back we feel good about. It's one of the reasons why he made the roster. We feel that he can contribute both in the run game and the pass game.
Brian, do you impact what you want to do with your tight ends, given that a couple of them are going to be playing their first NFL game?
Sure. They got to play sometime, so I think we have confidence in the guys that, Brandon and Joe and their staff, brought on. And when you're a rookie, that you're going to see things for the first time. But it's football, and they got a job to do, and, we have confidence in their intelligence and their toughness. And, again, are there going to be some growing pains? Probably. There going to be a play here or there that you wish you had back, or, from a coaching staff, a call here. But we're happy with the guys that we have.
Coach, you've been around this league a long time. You've experienced a lot of opening weeks, but does it ever change for you? Does it ever kind of come with you? Is it a little more juice opening week because it's finally here?
Yeah, it's opening week is awesome. Again, it's whether you're on the road or you're at home. There's always environments that you got to deal with, and in our case, we got to go on the road, and it's a tough place to play. Those guys get pretty loud. The unknown, how your team is. We've worked hard. We've had a good training camp. We've prepared hard in the preseason to improve our techniques and our fundamentals. Now this is a whole different deal. But it's football at the same time. But how your guys gel together, and I'd say the organization, the substitutions, the communication, the performance under pressure, which that's what it is, we'll find out.
Brian, do you believe that the 5 guys, without specifically telling us who, that you roll out there on the offensive line, are those going to be the ones that are going to be the guys moving forward, or do you anticipate continuing to tinker into the regular season?
Yeah. I don't think I can answer that question for you right now. I think, we'll go game by game, or in this case, I know Sean said day by day, and look, it'll all sort itself out. We have some guys we have we have high confidence in, a bunch of those guys that are in that room, and however it shakes out, we'll be all right.
Brian, having seen it over the years in your time in New England, what are some of the advantages to having a game plan specific attack with your running backs as opposed to a feature back?
It's a good question. I think both of them have been successful throughout the years. This particularly, I'd say, early on in the season too. You're coming from the preseason where some guys played 10 reps or had 14 reps, or some even had less than that, to, I'd say a heavy load. We can only go with 46 guys, and however many we go with offensively. I think all three of those guys are going to have to contribute offensively and some in the kicking game, because that's all we got. And I think that being able to use their skill sets for us offensively, that's just the way we decide to do it. And again, that's not to say if one guy might not play 50 snaps and a couple other guys might not, but the good thing is you have confidence in all guys in that room. Good? Thanks, guys. Have a good one.